Howdy, howdy, y'all. Welcome to another Unstoppable with the lovely Victoria and Michael. Sorry, y'all, I got tickled.
I just kind of sprung it on him that we were on air.
Yes, we did.
Happy belated Thanksgiving to all of our amazing family and listeners and all of that. How was your Thanksgiving, babe?
You should know you were there.
Well, I know, but
It was outstanding.
what was your favorite part of it?
When I got to take my nap. Well, don't give me the stink eye.
That was your favorite part?
Yes.
That's ridiculous.
That means you cooked very good. Well,
we cooked together.
Okay. And it was so delicious. I stuffed my gut. There were some fine victuals in there, and
there was some fine what?
Victuals.
What are victuals?
Victuals.
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 Okay.
Vittles.
Okay. Uh-huh.
And yeah, you take that nap because you're stuffed to the gut.
But you take a nap every day anyway, regardless.
That's because I'm an old man. You always have to have an old man nap, even if you're a woman. Take your old man nap.
I don't take old man naps.
You did today.
Today was the first day in like the 25 years you've known me because my head hurts. And then what happens? I won't sleep tonight because I've been up.
Yeah.
So holidays. This is time of year, and people normally spend it with family. And you know what? Some people don't have the family to spend it with. How do some people not get depressed over the holiday time with the whole family situation?
I don't know. I've left my feelings somewhere. I don't know where they're at. So now I just have one feeling, right? So if my family,
well, wait, your family is Faith and I, and
my
the kids.
family, our blood, who birthed, sired, and raised me,
oh Lord,
with siblings included, if they don't want to have anything to do with my family here, then you've done stepped on my one feeling, and sayonara. What I got to say.
But how do other people cope? Because some people can't just do that like you do. How do some people manage that and not get into a depression?
I don't know. I have this thing that I consider is like a light switch, and I know some psychologists out there, my doctor wife included, says that it may be abnormal. It may be a defense mechanism that I can just shut off my feelings, shut off my emotions, and it's like water in the bridge. It's like that 18 dozen eggs that I dropped the other day out of the refrigerator.
That was hilarious.
I can't put them back in the eggs. I can't.
You can't put them back in the eggs. You mean the shell?
Yes, egg shell. Had you not interrupted. Yeah, so it's done. It's over. It's history. So that's the way I look at it. Just shut it off.
What if they came back around?
Well, then they have to apologize to wife, kid, then me.
And if they don't?
Then they don't come around.
What if they apologize just to you?
No. Do you hear the words that come out of my mouth?
Gefilte fish.
Wife, the kid, then me. That's the apology order.
So how do people cope with this over the holidays? I mean, I've spent many holidays alone. I know you have as well.
I don't know, what do y'all do? Y'all throw a pity party?
No, but I mean, I was just by myself.
Okay, so you by yourself. So
I'd read a good book, go see my grandparents at the cemetery.
Okay, so you're busy in your mind, you're busy in yourself to fill in that gap.
I spent the time cleaning, working out, just preoccupying myself.
Probably better. Just shut it off and
But some of us don't have that ability.
Well, learn.
I wish I could. I do, because when I lay down at night, my brain is still at Mach 1 and I can't shut it off. I wish I could.
And that's absolutely true, folks. My wife lays there for what seems like hours to me, trying to fall asleep. And, a billion things running through her brain.
Well, I work in bed while you're asleep. I go to bed with you, and then I work in bed while you're sleeping.
Now I pretend to go to work on the outside, you know. I do a full-time job and then come home and, you know,
Take care of the
Fiddle-
dogs.
fiddle fart around the house, you know, clean the kennels, feed the dogs. Then I cook dinner most nights. And you know, I go to bed instantly with just a few
3 seconds.
few seconds of hitting the pillar.
The what?
The pillar.
That's something that holds up a ceiling.
Am I speaking English?
I
Are
don't
we on
think
English?
so.
Hit the translator. So I, you know, I feel sorry for you folk out there that cannot shut it off, turn it off, and just go to sleep instantly. But then I envy folk like my wife who has a gazillion volts of electricity running through her that can go 1,000 miles a minute all day long and have the energy of a freaking 6-year-old. You know, it amazes me. So there's good and bad to, you know, the way we are.
Well, questions I get asked all the time, like even in a narcissistic family where, say, the black sheep goes non-contact, do you send the family a
Nope.
holiday card?
Nope.
Why?
Because the phone works both ways. They are the ones that turn their back. You know, because I know what kind of big fat heart you got.
I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about these are questions I
know,
genuinely
I'm
have
just saying.
seen.
And you know, if you have that kind of heart and that you've done all you can over the years, and you're the sort of peacemaker, and you've been spit on and dirted on, so you know why keep reaching out to them? That's their incentive to keep putting that oppressive thumb on you, that narcissistic attitude. You know, oh, this is what I want. She or he will come crawling back to me, you know, and here they come, and then I'm going to slap them down again. You know,
Well, some people think that it's just being the bigger person.
to not
No,
well,
to just send a holiday
to
card.
reach out that olive branch. No, you know, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame. You know, whatever. Uh, so no,
How do you recover from being with a narcissist?
I'm not. I'm not in recovery.
I know you're not in recovery, but I'm saying these are questions I get asked. How do you deal? Like I'm asking as a man, how would you deal with getting over and recovering from being with a narcissist?
So
you've had many women in your life that were narcissists.
You're under that oppression. All right. So you have the mindset that, okay, maybe I deserve this. This is the way I was raised. This is where I was brought up. This is what I'm used to, blah, blah, blah. So when you finally get out or get away from it, you look for the same traits, the same aspects, the same type of people, because that's all you knew. That's all you've known. So how do you break that? How do you bend that? How do you get out of that sense of norm?
That's your reality.
Right.
Right.
So how do you get away from that by yourself? Can you? I better be a hard struggle. And then to listen to your friends or other family members say, "Hey, dummy, you know, hey, look, this is the way it is. This is the way he is. This is the way she is. Things are not supposed to be this way in your life." Gosh, well, you'd have to, you know, radically change yourself if you don't listen to others or follow a group of others who've been through this.
Right. See, that's why I love the fact that you're so open about it, because, you know, I can talk all day long about it from a clinical point of view and from a personal point of view, but you're talking about it from a man point of view. And, you know, the thing is that how is it as a man when you have he just ate a dog treat. He just ate one of the puppies' fire hydrant shaped
good
dog treat. I'm going to tell O'Reilly and Radar that you're pulling one of their stunts.
Well, it tastes like peanut butter.
That's disgusting. And you will floss, rinse, and repeat before I kiss you.
Oh, no, I kiss your sugar lips.
No. Yes. But what I was saying is like, you have two brothers. Stop. You have two brothers. And do you think that there was a black sheep and then the golden child?
Oh, absolutely.
Who's, you know, okay, so without saying names or anything, how do you feel that they were treated the siblings were treated absolutely so differently from a man's point of view, because I know it from mine, but like from a guy's point of view.
Only thing I can tell you is prejudice had a lot involved in it. You know, the color of their wife's skin.
Growing up.
Oh, growing up. Oh. No, I don't think one was better than the other at that, you know, maybe.
Do you think one parent was better than the other?
Oh, definitely. But you know, when you're so young, you hear lies and you hear, you know, falsifications from the other one about the other one that you don't have enough comprehension and reason to you know, disseminate the truth. You know,
Sure.
who's lying, who's telling the truth, you know, what's really going on here in our lives. Why did my folks separate? Why, well, you know, why did my mom leave my cheating dad? Why did my cheating dad leave my mom? Or I said that twice, didn't I?
Yeah.
Anyway, so
did you feel ill will when you found out the truth wasn't told to you?
I feel like I'm this trial's about me.
No, but we never get a male perspective on this, you know, subject so deeply, because I always have the female perspective, and it's so great that we can offer this.
Yeah, so you know, I grew up with split parents, so it was predominantly the mom who had the say so, who had the judgmental attitude, coming from a biased, a racist background. And yeah, so when I started bringing women into the picture of different ethnics, nationalities, color, all that, you know, that
Were they English speaking?
haha, that prejudice kicked in and had a lot to say.
Yeah, but that doesn't talk about when you're growing up and you're told these things. I mean, like when I found out some of the stuff I was told.
Most times I've seen that, you know, kids are, you know, they're all equal up, you know, up to a certain age, and then they start developing their attitudes, their, you know, little
I have to disagree.
nuances. And well, from my perspective is what I'm saying, because there was 3 of us.
Right. You and your brother are not even like a year apart.
9 months, 3 weeks.
Right.
Somebody was a little antsy. Anywho.
So what was the reaction to you bringing home interracial relationships?
It was frowned upon.
But you weren't disowned for it?
No, but it was greatly frowned upon. You know, racial slurs came up a lot, you know.
In front of them?
Oh, no, not that I recall. But you know, you know, I won't say, I don't want to offend anybody.
Well, you're not offending it because you're repeating something that was said to you. You and I obviously are not racist. Obviously,
a lot of slant eye came up. You know, so you know. I was just talking about somebody who said, you know, like 500 times in their conversation.
What about somebody I know who just always says, dude, 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 dude? You know what I'm talking about now. Dude.
No. Oh.
That was like 5,000, every other word. Dude, 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 dude. Cool cat. Dude is on repeat. It's hard to watch and get a clear understanding from the psyche of a man who grew up with a narcissistic parent and then found his way. Like, it took me years to realize that my narcissistic bio parent set me in motion every which way possible for my ex, as we call him, idiot, because they say you want to date someone like your quote unquote dad, and they say a lot of guys want to date someone like their mom. Well,
oh, was a whore. Did I say that on here?
She even taught Faith a whole bunch of
Poor slang. A lot of stuff that shouldn't have been taught to her at that time. Was she 14, 15?
younger. Yeah, no, yeah,
Yeah.
about that. Yeah. Because Faith came up to me and said, "Hey, do you know that she had messed around with Dad's friends in the truck?"
So, you know, I'm not too heartbroken here at, you know, the holidays when it's just my little tribe right here.
But you know
my
what?
little
In
family.
all fairness, the whole time I've ever known you, before we were married, and like you know, we stayed friends after we broke up, but we individually had a lot of family drama, a lot. But now, since we got married, we don't have the family drama because we don't accept it, we don't tolerate it. You know,
I did kick your parents out, your biologicals,
that was probably one of the hottest moments
when we first got here.
of us being married. You have to tell, it was
And
great.
then we both kind of made mine leave.
Well, she made Faith cry on her birthday, like cry. And
So you're right. We you know, it's not necessary to have that drama in your life.
life's too short.
Because, man, I am thrilled to death that, you know, I met my wife and we have what we have, and we're just happy. You know, we went out to dinner tonight, and you know, it was just a good old time, just us and no drama.
We always laugh and cut up and kid around every time, everywhere we go. It doesn't matter what we're doing, we still laugh and cut up everywhere we go. And that's awesome. I mean, it's hilarious just not to have that care and that worry, you know, it's just, we don't have to worry about it. But that was super hot because you really did throw them out, and the look on their face was priceless. That was good times.
And not to let me add this. This is off the wall, way in
Okay.
left field.
All right.
Our daughter asked me to sit beside her.
Ah, I know.
Normally, I sit beside my wife at dinner,
Yes,
and we sit facing the exit.
always.
Tonight, I had to sit on the opposite side, but because both my wife and I carry everywhere, I knew that my wife had my back literally.
Literally. I've always
So
had your six.
I could sit with my back to the exit.
And y'all even shared dinners together. Like, she's like, "I'll give you a sip of my hot chocolate. I want one of your fries." You know, back and forth. It's so cute. You know, and if she moves her food away from him so he can't get to it. And I love the banter between you two. It's the cutest thing. It's so sweet.
I did have some folks ask about how she was doing after the hospital. Um, she did lose a lot of weight, and you know, her appetite was shitty, but now she's back to eating a full grown horse now. So
But we're getting our weight back up
Mhm.
slowly, but she's doing it.
She's got her metabolism so high, y'all.
I wish
Oh God,
that kid can eat.
she ate a whole box of double stuffed Swiss Twinkies or whatever, and probably gained half a pound, if that.
If that, we look at it and we explode. My ass gains its own zip code.
I'm partial to your ass.
Are you?
Yeah, so keep it in this zip code.
I just know that at the holidays, it's really a challenging time. People get depressed. People, you know, start contemplating things when things happen. Like I can't put my mind in the mindset of a narcissist because, you know, we could talk about either set of parents. And when one of them had a mild procedure done that was no cutting or no nothing, immediately flowers were sent, phone calls were made, blah, blah, blah. But like with my amputation, not anything, not a phone call or anything was made. When Faith was in the hospital, nothing. You know, I mean, as a parent, yet alone a grandparent, I cannot fathom that. My grandparents would literally be at the door cussing, well, not cussing, but they would definitely be holding somebody accountable for every tiny little thing. And I just don't understand. It seems like people today are just so more into them. What are you doing?
Well, if this was your hand, this skeleton hand you got on your desk, And if it was on your left hand, I'd put this ring on your finger. Since you don't have a left hand anymore and your wedding band's on your right hand.
Correct.
So there. Just remind you,
That I'm married to stucco.
basically.
Don't hate.
Our dog, our
My
Merle,
service dog. My
Merle service dog.
baby. My baby.
Okay, folks are gonna relate to this. Sleeps in the bed with us, like most of y'all do. Don't deny it. Don't give me that eye roll. I see you right now. You're rolling your eyes. Yeah, you know who you are. And he sleeps in the bed with us, and he will snuggle my wife.
And what happens if you try to get close?
And if I try to reach over there and kiss my wife goodnight on her lips and her forehead, or try to give her a hug, that dang dog pushes me away. He will put his paws up to push me away.
And then he normally puts his butt towards you and farts, which is classic. That's hilarious. And he just lays there on me. And
he's only like 75 pounds, for a golden retriever. But I think he thinks he's human sometimes, y'all.
That's my boy. And when I come home and I come through the garage going into the house, I'll say, "Where's my boy?" And he's right there at the door waiting on me. And anywhere I go, he's my little shadow. And he will just come up and put his head on my shoulder. He loves to put his head on my nub and just hold it there. And it's just, he's the sweetest thing. And if we're on the couch and my husband even tries to hold my hand and Stucco's in the other room or in the living room where we are, he comes flying like a little Superman and jumps square in the middle of us and pushes him away.
Or he'll lick my hand because he knows I can't stand it. And break away, and then he's got mama to himself. But going back, just guys, don't sweat the small stuff. If these family members or loved ones are not, showing up for Christmas dinner or Thanksgiving, don't sweat it. You may not be the problem. It may be them. And that's why you need to look at it.
But they will say it's you because they cannot hold themselves accountable for anything.
Right. Don't lose your sleep over it. Just, forget about it. Forget about it. What Al Pacino say? Say it.
Forget about it.
Yeah. So good. We got one holiday out of the way. Got two more coming up.
Well, I would have rather, of course, when I was younger, spend it with my grandparents, but once that was no longer an option, being at home, my best friend who's passed, Kim, and would say, "Hey, come over here." I just didn't want to feel like a third wheel or whatever. I still didn't feel right. I would have rather sat alone and been happy with my own Christmas tree in my own place, just by myself, because I never had roommates. But just to literally just be there and just have memories. I would sit there and think of my grandparents, maybe look through a photo album, clean my apartment, whatever, go to the gym, then clean my apartment kind of thing. But it was just, I would rather do that than deal with all of the drama that comes from that. Because I can't consider that family, because to me, that's just not.
Right. Why do you want to just sit there and bash the other one or bash someone and instead of, lift them up, praising them? Hey, I heard you got your second doctorate. I heard you did this. I heard you got accepted into SCAD, into an art school or something.
Instead, I would get you used to turn heads, now you turn stomachs.
Right.
Yeah.
But not my eyes.
That's why you wear glasses.
Woman, I'm old. That's the only reason I'm wearing these glasses.
Right. But you know what? People love our chemistry. They love our banter. They love the connection we have with one another.
Well, reach out and say, hey.
They love that you actually do some once in a blue moon. I have to literally pitch a fit to get him to podcast because he thinks he sucks. No matter how many people tell him, Sarah Troy and Dave Campbell and everybody else comes on and tells him he's great. And he's just like,
no, that's a handful of select.
No.
At last count, we had just over 40 million followers.
Okay.
Have you heard from any of those?
Yeah, you saw comments where they were like, "We love the chemistry with y'all."
You know what? My memory's kind of foggy.
Who am I?
Now.
Watch it. Watch it. Watching. It's just, we do so well together, and you know, it gives people hope that there is that opportunity of unconditional love out there. There is.
So what's up for these next holiday? What are we doing? We should have some more puppies coming the first of the year.
Santa Claus.
Well-
Santa Claus. We have 2 more girls right now. They're so cute.
Yeah, the buyers fell through. Two left, 2 females left. They're what, 2 months old?
Oh, cute. I think so.
About 2 months.
They're the cutest little things ever. They're so cute. And you have to give an update. How's Uno?
Oh, excuse me.
Am I boring you?
No, I was yawning.
Hmm.
I didn't get my old man nap today.
Yes, you did. How's Uno? Uno is so cute.
So Uno comes from one of our AKC girls that didn't appear to be pregnant, and
And then she
come
popped one out.
one day and she pooped out this big old
She
puppy.
didn't poop him.
She pooped him out,
She didn't poop him out.
and he was a large puppy.
But you know what? He has the cutest little stumpy legs you've
And
ever seen.
That was it, just the one puppy, and
Oh,
you know he's got all the milk in the world. He, you know, so he lapped it up, and
but he has like the cutest little legs. You know, he's not tall. He has like cute little stumpy legs, and his face, his eyes will melt your heart. Like he just looks at you and he turns his head. Now I have to tell him in the mornings, because you know he is inside. In the mornings, Michael will go and give him some fresh food and water, and he waits for Dad, and he waits and waits and waits. And as soon as the bowl gets put it there, he takes his paw like he's waving, and he waits, and he's like, "Don't you do it! Don't you do it!" And then he takes the paw and knocks all of it over everywhere. And I mean, you would swear that little thing is laughing. And then he cleans it up. Michael cleans it up, and sometimes he does it again. And it's just the cutest little thing. He's so playful, and his little bark is adorable. I mean, he's just a cute. Oh, and you just go up to him, and you know, and he just looks at you with such sweetness.
So yes, later on we'll get Uno registered.
And no, he's not for sale.
No, he'll be mine.
Yeah,
He'll
right.
be riding my pickup truck.
I'm sorry, what?
He'll be riding our pickup truck.
Oh, I thought you said that.
Yeah.
I don't have my hearing aids in.
Mine and Uno's.
I'm sorry, what? What? Oh, stucco. I am so excited. Logan is doing Christmas songs for everybody. And that is,
y'all know Logan.
He is such an amazing young
Our
man.
co-host on Teen Talk.
What an amazing young man. He's so inspirational. He's such a pillar of strength.
Living in such horror, in my opinion.
I mean, what he goes through, and he'll, you know, say, oh, "Okay, Victoria, don't get upset when I tell you this. Victoria, don't you cry. Don't get upset. You know, my heart's getting bigger." And he's just getting closer and closer to needing a transplant. And it's not a good thing at all. And he just has such a great look. And I'd be like, "I'm so sorry you're sick. I wish I could take it from you. I wouldn't let you have it. I wouldn't let you have it." And he drew the most beautiful compilation drawing of him and I, and it's so sweet. And he said, it's my prosthetic hand with his hand inside of a heart, and then there's the podcast mic, and then he tells me I'm his nightlight, because in the darkest hour I show him light and give him the light of strength and show him the way, which from a 13-year-old is just amazing to hear something like that. And so he drew a nightlight in this picture, and I told him I'm going to get that tattooed, and he thought I meant like on my prosthetic arm. And I said, no, on my person. And he cried and cried and cried because he couldn't believe somebody would do that for him. And I told him he was going to be with us forever. And when I talked to him and he tells me he's not feeling well, it just hurts so bad, because this is the sweetest kid. Sorry, to me, he's a kid, young man. And he just is so full of life and love. And he's like, it's just not meant for me to, you know, grow up to be 25 or 21 or, you know, anything like that. And this kid, he's so dapper. He wears cologne. He does his hair. He his personal hygiene, I'm trying to rub off on Faith. Like he takes at least one, if not two showers a day to make sure he's always clean. And he has his hair done and he's into his jewelry. And, I mean, he just has gotten so into my heart because he's such a good kid.
So a lot of times, and I don't know if you need a preference about him at all, but that boy is smiling.
All the
He's,
time.
he's laughing. He's very jovial. Has a good time. He tells us jokes whenever, and this may just be because he's talking to us, because we bring a lot of light into his life.
Yeah, we adopted the family last year.
As I mentioned, to me, he's living in a horror story with his so-called, lifestyle that
The
he has
condition
over
he has
there.
to deal with.
The school and the bullies.
Bullying.
Oh man. So the kid is always happy and smiling. And a lot of times I get comments about what's the name of your business? What's the name of your podcast? A Contagious Smile. And he is a model example of that, of why we name, or why my wife named this business
18 years
Smile.
ago.
Right.
Yeah.
These kids, they may be terminal, they may have a
debilitating.
That's
what I'm here for. I'm here to help.
Disease or something, and they're happy.
Mhm.
Their outlook on life is different from ours.
It's completely different because they celebrate life. They live life for the day. They live like when Faith and I went to Give Kids the World, it was probably the most life-changing experience of my life. And I really want to go back down there. We can as alumni, and I want to offer to podcast free down there for the families and things. And when you go down there, you would never, I don't care what doctor force you put together, you will never have the force that you do there because everybody there is a loving, caring mom. And when something happens, they're all right there. I mean, it's a most amazing thing. And every night is a different thing. Like there's Christmas, there's, Halloween, there's whatever. And if you're not able one day to make it down for something, then they bring it to you. Like they have a little milk and cart cookie thing that comes over and brings kids cookies and milk. And they have, and I'm not a big ice cream eater. They make their ice cream from scratch. And I begged and begged and begged to find out how I could get their ice cream back here because it was so good. And it's open 24 hours. Like you can't tell the kids no. Like Faith was the MC for the Christmas parade and she made it snow. And we went on a horse-drawn carriage ride through there. And it was, the food is amazing. Everybody comes up, like we're so used to doing everything. And then when they come in there, they have people carrying your tray for you. Let me get that for you. They ask what you want. They have chefs from all over the world who come in and volunteer their time and make food for the kids. And every day when you come home, because everybody has their own home while you're staying there. And when you come home, there's always just the sweetest gifts there for you from them. And you just, it's a life-changing experience because, I got very close to a little girl who had lymphoma and her mom, and she was the happiest kid you've ever met. Bald as she came out. She wanted hair. She wanted red hair, and I let her cut it. And 4 feet later, there it went. And just changed me because she was just all about it. We rode on the train together. They let her be a conductor. They have rides there like they have over at Disney and Universal. And the characters come there. And you get to like go over there, and then they have water log rides, and then they have a 24-hour arcade and pool and billiards. And the pool there, they have like these wheelchairs that can go in the water so that the kids that use a wheelchair can enjoy the pool like everybody else. And then they have the like spout out, water fountains and stuff. And they have it where it's safe. If the kids fall, they're not going to get hurt. Everywhere you go, they have putt. And it's hilarious because Faith and I were on one of the holes, and all of a sudden this thing shot water at her out of nowhere, and we weren't expecting it. And I thought she peed. Like it was the cutest, fun thing ever. And it was just like, the merry-go-round. If nobody's there and no one is in line and you go in there, you just ring this little bell and they come out no matter what, and you get to go and ride. And one of the sweetest things that they do is when you come in, you get to be a star, and you make your star, and then you get to go inside this beautiful place, and then they show you where it's going to be, and then they give you a map, and they tell you that your star will always be there. And like we could go on right now and find her star, and it's always right where they say it will be. And then there's a gorgeous path where they have cobblestones, and we had the most amazing girl who was a volunteer there. Her name is Samantha. And she was just a gift. And she bought a stone that was like $200, young girl. And she bought a stone because she just said that faith changed her life so much. And it's there and it will always be there. And so whenever we go, we can go back and find her stone, and it's right there. And they sent us pictures of her stone, you know, and everything. And when we did Halloween, the little girl who had lymphoma was like, I can't say what I have, but I am the superhero for the reason I'm sick. And it was the sweetest thing I'd ever seen. And Faith was like, I am the princess of darkness, and I'm taking away it all the bad. And so she couldn't have candy. She couldn't eat anything hard. And so she went trick-or-treating, and without saying a word, she went up to the other people who were working and said, I can't eat this here. And she gave all of her stuff to people who couldn't trick or treat because they were donating their time. And she went up and handed it all to them without anything. That's just who our daughter is. That's what she did. And it was just the sweetest thing ever. And those kids don't care. Like, they had a block party, and it was a dance party, and everybody was just having fun. And here are these kids that have IV poles hooked up to chemo treatments, and they have their hands on the IV pole, and they're just twisting with the IV pole. The IV pole is twisting, and the family is twisting with them. And when you do like do-si-do and whatever, the IV pole's doing the figure 8 with them. And then they had the big gingerbread man come out, and then they had all these other characters, and then Disney characters come out, and everybody's out there dancing around, and these kids are all laughing. And one of the kids had a seizure, and Faith immediately started to help her, and everybody else jumped around and helped and secured and turned around so the child wouldn't get embarrassed. And then as soon as the child was okay, back up to dancing. Like, it was nothing. It was not a big deal. Like, you go to the mall or something and that happens, then it's all over YouTube and people are mocking the individual. Not here. This is such a God-sent place. It really is. It changes your life when you go into this facility. And it's I didn't ever want to go home. Like, I was there for a week, and it was just like, okay, I don't want to go home. How do I stay? And they were just the best people you could ever ask for to be around. And these kids do not take a moment for granted. They don't let this other shit fall on their shoulders and bother them, because they're like, Faith had 25 appointments a week at one point, doctors and therapists, 34 surgeries, things like that. And it's like, I'm not going to let this control me. I'm not going to let this have me. You have to say, I'm better than that. Like, I look at this picture of her behind you right here. Look at that little face. You can't see it that way. And she's just so stinking cute. I mean, that is genuine happiness.
So would you be able to say they have their own light switch? Because there have been times where biological parents have walked out.
It's a very big deal that a lot, and it happens mostly in the NICU, and I'm sorry, but it is, that the men leave. The men normally are the ones to leave the relationship.
Well,
Logan's dad left the day he was diagnosed with his life-threatening condition.
That's crazy.
I mean, what a piece of shit. Sorry for being so.
Don't be sorry. You're absolutely right.
I mean, what a douchebag. Because if he ever, God forbid, got a life-threatening situation, how would he feel if everybody else left him? And it's like, why do you think you're better than anybody else that you can just cut ties and go because you don't want to be quote unquote bothered with it?
Yeah, so to me, I think they do. I think they have their own version of a light switch to where they shut it off, because if not, they can sit there and waller.
I don't think they have a light switch
all the time.
I think, what do they have the thing like for kids? It's childproof where you can't shut it down. Like, it's childproof, so you can't flip the switch, and it only stays in the happy position, I think.
Okay, yes.
That's how I think it is. So I want to contact them and see if, we could go out there and podcast.
As long as there's no pollen.
Oh, you will be crying like a little bitch baby.
Allergies, babe.
No.
It's the allergies.
The question is, what do we do with all of our dogs? That's the problem.
So anybody out there is a good dog sitter?
Stucco goes. He goes with me. Sorry, he's going. What are you gonna do with Uno?
He's going with me. Yes,
If he's not registered, he can't.
he's my
Redneck interpreter.
here in linguistic dog.
No, they have to see papers and everything.
My dog will be legal. He'll have
That, you know
bellies.
what? That was just such an open
Right,
place for me, and I just didn't. Aren't you proud of me? I didn't go.
right. Just because my second wife did not have papers, she wasn't legal.
I was just talking about being.
You know what? I don't like saying my ex-wife or second wife because I don't have any affiliation with them anymore. Right? So why do I have to say my?
I didn't say it. You said
The
it.
second ex-wife. How about that?
That's not the word I would
Number
call her.
2. The shit.
No, I don't know if I could get away with saying what I would call her on air. That was pretty good though. She got on the phone, even though we were friends. She got on the phone. You cannot talk to my husband. That is my husband. And I was like, let me make this clear for you. I had him before. I'll have him again, and I'll have him last. When you're done, I'll get him back. And if I wanted him right now, I'd have him. But I refuse to be the other woman knowingly.
And this was pretty close to the end anyway.
No, this was years ago. This was like 8 years ago, or 8 years before we got back together.
Okay.
The first time. And then she started cussing me out in whatever language she spoke. And I told her, I was like, you're in America, sweetheart. You need to speak English. And oh, was she mad. And I never raised my voice, and I stayed calm and cool and whatever. And she didn't like that at all. But she had a massive attitude. And we won't even talk about the 35-year plan of the first. My husband is such a sweetheart. And what?
Go ahead.
He has such a big heart. You do. Like, I love how you and Faith are, and the chemistry and connection, and how y'all playfully banter with each other. And it's just the sweetest.
What? She's like a dang hemorrhoid. I can't get rid of her.
I'm going to tell her you said that.
Don't tell her I said that.
Faith!
Oh, Lord. Now I'm in trouble.
You better come here. We're on air. You gonna get it. Oh, mine's are blown out.
Well, both of us have hearing aids.
Yeah, but I'm gonna have to redo mine again. Come here. Wait till you hear what your dad said. We're on air. Say hi to everybody.
Hola.
Did you just say hola?
Guess what your dad, remember we're on air. Guess what your dad just said? I said, I love the playful banter with you two. I love how y'all are connected, how y'all play well together. Yes, your dad ate one of Stucco's dog treats.
Did you have to rat me out?
Yes. And then you know what he called you? A hemorrhoid. Are you going to take that from him?
I know like a wolf that won't go away.
A wart that won't go away.
I'm a wart.
Come over here a little bit and let's give everybody a good little humor. Just sit on his lap or on his knee, or make him.
Would
Yeah.
you like a cookie?
I'm not following for that Nimrod.
It was pretty good.
Nimrod.
Got my name?
I have to let it in purple. What do I have to let it?
I barely ate the top of that one.
He called you a hemorrhoid. And then I said, I'm telling. He's like, oh, don't tell her. Don't get the kid.
And what is it not telling me?
That I called you a hemorrhoid.
I'm gonna call you a wolf.
A wart.
I know I'm old. I got hair springing up everywhere.
Of course you are.
I was telling him how amazing Give Kids the World was. Awesome, awesome, awesome. We were talking about that on air. We talking about how awesome Logan is, how awesome you are. That you're amazing, and what a great relationship the two of you have, and your playful banter. And he's yawning.
Oh my God, that is
I'm ready for my nap.
10 minutes before.
No, 10 minutes that was today. Now I'm ready for my nap tonight.
In 4 hours, or you'll go to bed and won't wake up in the morning.
So tell me, how do you feel having such an amazing relationship with your dad? Because y'all are really close, and I love that. It's super sweet.
And nothing, because you're quite the pain.
I'm the pain.
No.
You're the PETA.
No, Pina.
I'm the Pima. What is Pima?
Pain in my ass.
Well, that's what a PITA is also.
Pain in the ass. She said pain in my ass. She made it more personal.
Anywho,
Mm-hmm.
at least I do have a relationship, with my daughter.
This kid
Some folks that don't. It's
worships
really sad.
and loves you and adores you, but I'm still her favorite.
Negative. Come on, say it. Say it, Faith. Eardrums, babe.
Who? Say it, say it, say it.
Mom.
Filter fish.
Folks, we apologize for the technical difficulties we're having. That ear-shattering scream was my wife.
Tell it.
I love that. But I have the first, I'll have the last.
Wow. I've heard that before somewhere. You're dismissed.
Oh, cold, first, and egg. And one of the first kind of class one.
Yeah.
Do you tell everybody how he lost the whole 18 eggs? He dropped all of the eggs.
Oh, it came.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then he dropped
That's
the
all right.
dog water. Right?
Mold and clumsy. What can I say?
Have you bathed stucco? Uh-oh.
So those of y'all who are feeling generous throughout these holidays, please get on our website at contagiousmile.com and click that right button in the top says donations. Even if it's $1, folks.
It helps
Help
tremendously.
support. We're down from $31. We have 18 now. And then we'll have our next probably 2 litters here in January. As soon as I can verify that 2 of our females are pregnant, but it helps.
Tremendously, because we're doing it out of our own pocket.
So thank y'all, those who have contributed in the past. And
Do you want another dog biscuit?
no, yeah, I'm kind of full.
Are you sure?
Yes.
You can have the candy corn.
No,
No,
I don't like candy corn.
I don't either, but it's a candy corn dog treat. It's Stucco's favorite. Like me.
So I'll let my wife take us out.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you for giving us the male perspective on so many different aspects of the holidays and narcissism and everything like that. I appreciate it. And I know our listeners do too.
Okay,
Really?
that's it. That's all I got.
He's falling asleep. Unbelievable.
I'm an old man. Bye, y'all.